Wallace will check in back in the NBA as the Knicks putting on a shooting clinic tonight here at the Garden. And it looked like he was on the court.
Love the energy.
He is one of the great teammates the league has. And all his teammates say that as Cole knocks it in, not just here in New York, they said it certainly in Dallas. And he can rest down the stretch. Meanwhile, Rasheed Wallace again getting his first minutes in over 2 years in an NBA game. Said he didn't come back for the money. Is Novak. Another three. Unbelievable. Well, Wallace said one of the reasons he wanted to come back and play for Mike Woodson. Woodson was on that staff of the 2004 champion Pistons for Larry Brown, and Wallace enjoyed playing for him. He also said he was tired of watching how poor the post player and wanted to show these young guys how to play post play in the NBA at both ends of the floor. You know, many remember him for all his technicals, and that was a big part of him, but he was a terrific player.
At both ends of the floor. One of those rare combinations of a guy who could really defend and stretch the floor and post up and pass.
A great help defender. Let's listen to a Mike Woodson huddle.
Those chants came up for him too. And I think they were out of respect for all he had accomplished as a player. And so I think Rasheed Wallace will take it in a very positive vein.
Yeah, he's thrilled to be back with Mike Woodson, thrilled to be back in the NBA playing a role. He was always content with, he didn't need to be the star. He was always content with just doing what he had to do to help his team win. The last team he played for was Boston 2 years ago. Meanwhile, James White comes in. James White, a 30-year-old player who hasn't been in the NBA in the last 3 years, has played in Europe. And Chris Copeland, a 28-year-old rookie who's played the last 5 years in Europe. That's Copeland guarding Rashard Lewis. And you talk about a guy who's stuck with his dream. There's Copeland, number 14. Plays college ball at Colorado. He's a local guy, was born in Newark, New Jersey. But he wasn't drafted after 4 years at Colorado, so spent a year in the D-League. Couldn't make an NBA team. Went to Spain for a year, Germany for a couple of years, Belgium for a couple of years. He played so well in the Las Vegas Summer League for the Knicks that they brought him to camp, and he made the team as the 15th player, and the smile on his face when he came out of the tunnel was really a sight to behold tonight.
So many players think there's always going to be instant gratification. And when you see a guy stick with it, continue to work, persevere, and then get rewarded. Listen, when I came out of the tunnel when I was a coach of the Knicks, I got goosebumps every game for 13 years. I can't imagine a local kid who's actually getting to play, not just being an assistant coach or a head coach, how he must have felt coming out of that tunnel tonight.
So both coaches have emptied the benches. Prigioni, Copeland, James White, Rasheed Wallace, and Ronnie Brewer. There's Josh Harrelson, who played for the Knicks last year. Ball batted around. Lewis comes up with it. Mike Miller's in for the first time. Lewis hits a three. Another three-pointer for Lewis, who shot well. 16 points for Lewis. But it was the shooting of the Knicks that was the story tonight here at the Garden as we wind this one down. Crowd immediately looking for him to shoot the ball. Ball thrown away. Wallace was a terrific post-up player. Later on in his career, he became more of a three-point shooter, an effective one.
Well, he had such a high release point on his turnaround. Very difficult to defend.
Like a Kevin Garnett release, so it's almost impossible to block.
And let's face it, he gave us an all-time line. The ball don't lie, when free throws used to be missed after what he thought were questionable calls.
And there's the exclamation point on this one. 19th three-pointer of the night for the Knicks. And Rasheed Wallace gets his first NBA points in over 2 years. Rashard Lewis, and Wallace the rebound. Most of the crowd here at the Garden, and it was sold out.